Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to convert a fully switched outlet to an outlet which is always hot. For example, this is a switched outlet. It works only when the switch is on. When the switch is off, power is off. You don't want this anymore. You don't want anyone to accidentally flipping off the switch. I'll show you two methods here. The first method is working at the switch only, and the second method involves working at the outlet. I'll show you both. So let's get started. This is an important caution. The procedure shown in this video is for information and education purposes only. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring or electrical equipment, I would strongly suggest that you hire a licensed electrician. Before undertaking any kind of electrical work, always make sure that you follow your local electrical safety code. Earlier, I made two different videos, one for wiring a fully switched outlet where both receptacles are controlled by a switch, and a half-hot outlet where only one of the two receptacles are controlled by the switch. The other one is always hot. I will leave the link for those videos in the description below. But sometimes homeowners want the outlet to be always hot to constantly supply power. If that is your situation, this video is for you. This is the outlet we are working on today. Right now it is switched. Power is off, power is on. We want this outlet to be always hot. I'll show you two methods here. The first method is working at the switch only, and the second method involves working at the outlet. I'll show you both. So let's get started. Safety first, always turn off power from the breaker which supplies power to the outlet. Power is off, we can proceed. For this project, I will be using insulated screwdrivers. They are from Klein Tools, a non-contact voltage tester, wire stripper, and wire nut connectors or Wago lever nut connectors, whatever you have. And in case you have a metal outlet box, you might need black insulation tape as well. Method number one, we will be working at the switch. Use a flathead screwdriver and remove the cover plate. With non-contact voltage tester, make sure there is no power in the switch. So long as this does not beep, it doesn't show red flashing light here, there is no power. So it is safe to proceed. Remove the switch by removing two screws here. And gently pull out the switch. One more time with non-contact voltage tester, make sure there is no power. We see two brass screws. A black wire is connected to the lower brass screw and a white wire is connected to the upper brass screw. The white wire has a black tape wrapped around it. That means this wire is not a neutral wire. You will find that in most old homes where the power is basically coming to the outlet and then it is looped through a switch back to the outlet. Because we don't want this switch to control power, we will just remove these wires and bypass the switch. Remove the two wires. Remove the bare copper ground wire as well. Straighten the wires if you need to. Join the two wires and use a wire nut connector, or you can use a Wago lever nut connector if you have one. I would prefer to do that because I have these. Fold the wires back into the box. So this effectively bypasses the switch and power now flows constantly to the outlet. Here we have two options. We can leave the switch in the box, disconnect it if that is permitted by your local electrical safety codes, or we can completely remove the switch and cover the box with a blank wall plate. Reinstall the switch. The cover plate. All done. This method will work for most situations. We know we have a switch here, but it is not controlling the outlet. Let's turn on power and check whether the outlet is hot without the switch or not. The outlet is hot and the switch is not controlling the outlet. The second method involves working at the outlet box. Once again, safety first, turn off power from the circuit breaker. Breaker is off. Remove the wall plate first. With the non-contact voltage tester, make sure there is no power. All good, we can proceed. Remove the two screws and pull out the outlet carefully. Remove the wire nut and separate the wires. Remove the black wire connector to the outlet as well. Here I have 3 black wires and 3 white wires. Out of these 3 black wires, I need to find out which one is bringing in power to the outlet box. For that, I have to turn on the circuit breaker, but before I do that, I will cover all these wires with a wire nut. I will turn on circuit breaker and then identify my hot wire, which is bringing in power to the outlet box. With breaker on, use a non-contact voltage tester to identify the hot wire out of these 3 black wires. This black wire is bringing in power to the outlet box. One of these 2 wires is going to the switch, and this white wire with the black tip wrapped around it is bringing power back to the outlet box. The other black wire, this one, is most likely taking power to the next downstream outlet. We'll take care of that as well. So once again, I will turn off power from the circuit breaker and then work on this outlet. Power is off again. It is safe to work here now. Inside the box, I can see this white neutral wire and this black wire. These 2 wires were going to the switch. We will bypass them because we don't need them. This wire here is our hot wire bringing in power, and this black wire is going to the next outlet. On this side, one white neutral wire is in and the other one is out to the next outlet. I will remove these wires as well and then use a pigtail to connect this out. That is a better method. For using a pigtail, we will need to straighten these wires. These are the wires we are not using anymore. Take 2 pieces of wire, one black and one white, and connect each to the outlet. The black wire goes to the brass screw and the white wire goes to the silver screw. We don't need 2 white wires here because this tab here connects both of these terminals. Tighten the other screw. We don't want to leave it loose here. And the black wire goes to the brass terminal. Make sure it is clockwise, this way. I will connect the neutral wires first. Here we can use a wire nut or a Vago lever nut connector. I will use a 3-pin Vago lever nut connector to connect 3 white wires as well as 3 black wires. We only need about 5/8 of an inch. White neutral from the outlet, white neutral which is bringing in power, and white neutral from this 14-2 wire going to the next outlet. I can push these white neutral wires inside now. One more 3-pin Vago lever nut connector to connect 3 black hot wires. Black wire from the outlet, black wire going to the next outlet, and the black wire which was bringing in power to this box. We don't need to connect these 2 wires. They were going to the switch. Gently push all the wires inside the box. Now before I tighten the outlet to the box, I would like to make sure that it works. My wiring is correct. For that, I will turn on power from the circuit breaker. I will connect the outlet tester before I turn on power. Power is on. Outlet is working without the switch. I will turn on power again and tighten the screws. I'll remove this outlet tester. I did not wrap black tape around the terminals because I have a plastic box here. In case you have metal outlet box, it is better to wrap 1 or 2 rounds of black tape around the terminals. Many electricians prefer to do that. And the cover plate. Hold on, let me turn on power from the circuit breaker. Outlet is working good and we have successfully bypassed the switch. Today I showed you 2 methods of bypassing the switch from an outlet to make a switched outlet always hot. But not every switched outlet is wired like that. It all depends whether the power is going directly to the outlet or going to the switch first. Your situation may differ from whatever I have shown you here. If you are not comfortable doing all this, I would strongly suggest that you hire a licensed electrician. Safety must always be your priority. I hope this video is helpful. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There are many other DIY videos on my channel. If you have any questions, please let me know in comments below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, please take care.